Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. here today to bring you the review for Toriko manga chapter 345. So let me break it down for you. So Komatsu. We start off the chapter with Komatsu and this woman, and all that we find out through there is that this woman's been waiting for Komatsu, and Komatsu then later on says that how this woman is familiar to him. He says that her voice sounded familiar, but he can't remember, you can't place it. As the chapter goes on, we find Komatsu and this guy whose name I've forgotten. They've got to the kitchen now, and they've got a guide who is taking them to the first kitchen. As they're on the way to the first kitchen, this guide he asks, "Is there any abnormalities within Komatsu?" In which the guy says, "Komatsu is completely healthy." As they're on the way to the first kitchen, we find out what these abnormalities can be, and it can either be abnormalities in the soul and abnormalities in the body, in the body. So we find out these abnormalities in the soul, what happens to those who have abnormalities in the soul, and they get their soul replaced. And the abnormalities can be anything from being lazy to being too violent, or and there was some other more examples as well. But we find out that whoever have these abnormalities, their souls get replaced with excellent souls, and those with abnormalities in the body, they're fuel to the fire basically, and then those ones who are not too bad in the body, they are used for slaves. And apparently, this slave labor is what is worse than death. It's like something that you'd rather be considered dead rather than be a slave for life, kind of thing. So as they get to the first kitchen, Komatsu finds out that this is where they're preparing air, and Komatsu says, "Yeah, I've not only cooked air before, I've eaten it." And that's where their guide is all like, "You must have some abnormalities if you think that, or either you're telling a bad joke, because as far as he's concerned, cooking air takes years and years and years and years and years." And then that's when Komatsu says, "Nah, it doesn't take many years." And I found this quite funny because like Komatsu was really bossy, and it's just like, "No, it doesn't even have to be that long. This is how you do it." And then he just cooks air at 120% for them, and it's like, "That's how you do it. I'm the real chef. You learn from me." So I forgot to mention last chapter that Chaco, the little boy, he was saved by this woman. I'm guessing that this woman is the mom's body, definitely, and because like obviously we've got this whole spirit transfer thing going on, so it's a bit confusing. So why would this person, if it's not the mom's spirit, want to save Chaco? So maybe the body holds memories of Chaco's mom, but basically this woman, she saves Chaco and gets him to put on the mask, so they think that he's gone through the whole soul transfer process and has gotten him to work on the red pot line of things. So he's safe now for the most part. Now here's where things get a little bit more confusing, and I'm sorry if I do make any mistakes. Get me? I'm not perfect. I'm just trying. This is my understanding. So, back channels, world of souls, and safe zones. They're pretty much the same thing in the sense where they are areas of space where time doesn't flow normally through them. And now we find that how bodies of flesh and bone can't pass through the food gate, and this is simply so the guy who asked the question, 1 millimeter man, I think his name was, who asked it, sorry, Yoda, he asked this because he wanted to know why they could pass through back channels and stay in safe zones, and the answer to this was because even though time doesn't flow through these areas normally, there is time flowing through them. And then we get on some more information about the Whale King, stuff that we already knew, but it seems that how the Whale King created back channels No, the world of souls is what he created when he surpassed the speed of light, and that's why there's entrance to it throughout the whole of Area 6. Yeah, yeah, the sounds right. But that's why there's entrance to it throughout the areas. Yeah, area entrances to it throughout Area 6. Yeah, and then so Toriko's soon-to-be wife then asks, "How is it that you're able to access the back channel?" Then we find out it's through the consumption of a Cassia's full course. So once you, it seems like once you've eaten all the Cassia's full course, you're able to then access the back channel, which would mean that Tepe has eaten all of Acacia's full course. I'm going to leave things there because that's the majority of what happened in the chapter. I'm going to give this chapter a 3-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.